Thank you for watching, liking, commenting, sharing, and subscribing right now.
I am someone who does things, and I think many of us do things, whether we do them online or offline. And there are times when things don't go according to plan. And when those things happen, sometimes you don't know who to reach out to. A few weeks ago, my girlfriend was going to fly to see her family, and we had to cancel the trip nothing bad had happened, but I went through a website, and I supposedly was going to get my money back because I purchased insurance. Well, they didn't do that because apparently the type of insurance that I bought that they told me I could buy didn't really refund everything because of some term and condition that was listed on some obscure document that they said, well, you didn't read that. I'm like, well, if you wouldn't have given me a bullet pointed list and said you should buy insurance because you'll be protected if something happens, it was really disappointing, and I was really upset about it. And I took it to Twitter. I said, I'm really upset about this, and here's why, in 140 characters. And then they reached out to me and said, well, we're sorry, and let's see what we can do, and here's what we can handle. And I ended up, getting something where I didn't get a full refund, but they're making certain adjustments so that it's not as bad as it could have been. But I told them that their wording was very misleading, in that thread. There have been times where other bad things can happen. For instance, my friend Mark Curry, as I mentioned at the beginning of a live broadcast, sent me some wine. And when I opened the wine, this was a few weeks ago, the cork pushed down and the wine exploded in my face and went all over the walls and everything. It was kind of funny. I wish we had recorded it in video. I would have loved to have played it back for y'all right now. But I told him, I'm like, the wine was good, but it exploded in my face. He contacted their customer support and told them, and they sent out a new bottle of wine, complimentary. And to me, that spoke volumes. Because you can buy products and services anywhere. But good customer service will keep me coming back to one place or another, or keep me from going back if it's bad customer service every single time. It's always the case. I can tell you when I want to book travel again, it will not be with a place that I recently booked travel through. When I want to buy wine online again, I will give serious thought to going through that particular outlet because of the customer service experience. And we've written an article about how to get great customer service. And I think my number one tip for that, even without going into the tips in the article for just a second, don't walk in there acting like you know everything, or don't pretend like you know everything. You may be emotionally charged at the time, but calm down, state your case, be direct, be honest. Whether you're doing it in person or online, that of course goes the same for tweets or YouTube videos. It's been a case where I've, had to get something repaired at the Apple store. And instead of telling them, that I knew what was going on, people ask, well, why don't you throw your weight around? You kind of know. I'm like, why? I'm coming to them for help. Let them feel like the hero. That's my number one tip to you is anytime you have to engage with customer service, elevate them. Give them the position of power. Don't pretend like you do know more. Even when you are frustrated. You may have to talk to a supervisor, but again, let them feel like the hero. Give them the ability to succeed. And, take a step back. You may be really upset about something, but you're going to get a lot further. What's the old saying? You catch more flies with honey than you do vinegar. So you want to get the problem resolved, just be nice about it. Understand that, they're also a human being and they may not have full direct control over everything and they're doing the best they can, theoretically. Some customer service agents aren't. One of the tips that we've shared on this article in particular, as I pull it up, again, this is the article on lockergnome.com, how to get great customer service. We've probably got the link somewhere in the show notes. One of the tips is specifically to go to social media outlets like Facebook or Twitter or YouTube. And when you plead your case online, usually those brands will reach out to you in return because they will use these social media outlets as kind of a customer service or, if you will, customer retention. They will watch their brand as it's flying through the tweet stream and say, oh, they had a problem with us, you should contact us. I fixed problems with Comcast that way, with Quest that way, using Twitter and saying, I don't know what's going on, but this is what's happening, and they reached out directly. I skipped the queue of having to jump on the phone and talk to a human being, just because, not because I had so many followers on Twitter, because you look at their tweet streams for some of these companies, and you'll see they engage with anybody, big or small. If you're talking about their brand in a positive or negative capacity, they will engage with you. And if there's a reason to be on Twitter, it's that. No, not to complain about companies, not necessarily just to elevate companies, but to better engage with these companies and the customer service within the companies, because you're going to have to deal with businesses. You're going to have to deal with services. You just can't get through life without it. You have to. You want to talk to a human being. You want to reduce the amount of friction that happens in between the problem and seeking and ultimately getting the solution. So if you're not using social platforms at all, you absolutely should. Let other people know the issues that you're having, and you'd be surprised at how many people will say, "Oh yeah, talk to so and so over at this company," or "Yeah, no, you're doing the right thing," or "Yeah, I had the same problem," and you can basically get the problem solved by using the tools at your disposal if you can't get there in person. But no matter how you slice it, just remember, if you have a problem with a product, service, or whatever, whether you deal with them in a traditional capacity, face-to-face, or online, let them be the hero. That's my number one tip, and I know that's very hard to remember, especially if you're feeling emotional about a particular problem. Brian JC Jr. says, a tip I have for everyone that's worked for me is telling them you've been a loyal customer and would like to stay with them and want them to help you. You see what I'm saying? This isn't rocket science, people. Even if you know what you're talking about, even if you know more, you believe you know more than the person you're talking to, don't let on. Just trust me. Even when I'm dealing with technology, I assume nobody knows that I have videos on YouTube, that nobody knows that I have a Twitter account or Facebook or YouTube or a blog or whatever. I'm just another customer. That's it. Period. End of story. And you know what? I get good customer service that way, and all they know is that I'm a customer and I want to stay one. Trust me, they want to help you. Just let them help you, and then appreciate that they helped you. Remember to say thank you. That'll help too. Goes a long way. Thank you.